Before I start wrenching on the car, let me first show you what has been done to it. This here is a Lexus 1UZ FE engine. It's the first generation engine, which has the least amount of horsepower, but the thickest connection rods, which means you can boost it. So this one can be boosted later on, which the customer also wants to be doing. And we also prepared the sump on both sides. There's a drain hole for 1 or 2 turbos. Underneath the car, we have a custom oil sump. Like I said, this one is prepared to be boosted later on. Stretch belt, so that you can only run an alternator. Custom engine mounts. Custom exhaust from the front all the way to the back. With a double Simmons muffler. So it goes like this and then over here. What I did, make a removable tip, because the customer also wanted a shotgun tip, so a JDM style, really obnoxious tip, which we also made, which is pretty funny. The other fuel pump, which was installed before, ran dry due to the pre-filter being clogged. So there's a new filter in here, new fuel pump, and this is just a quick fix to make sure that the customer could test drive the car when he was here to view it. Mount this properly, so not with a hose clamp, but properly. And then change the center bearing to a Volvo 941. Do a once over, and then we're all good to go. There's actually quite a big difference between the Volvo 940 and the Volvo 240E1. This thing is absolutely rubbish. This one is so flexible, it's insane. And this can make the driveline vibrate very easily. And this here, it's also in a rubber, but as you can see, it's almost completely solid. So this is going to be way, way better. Quite a pain to get on, but now that I've looped it, that's it. Oh. Ah, nice. This one's on, and this is way, way sturdier. This is so much better. This thing here, it's from Anderson Steel & Speed from Sweden. I'm a reseller for them, so you can get these with the link in the description. They make installing the new center support bearing a breeze. It's absolutely easy. It seems like these threads on the new center support bearing got quite a lot of paint on them. And before I cross thread anything, let me see where it is. Probably will be M8. This is M12. M8.125. And let's quickly clean them up. Yeah, they were a bit dirty. You can also hear it when I'm going through it. It's getting some resistance. Yeah. Next up, the IPD panhard bar. This one is really beefy, but I do prefer mine or other ones that I sell, because this one can only be adjusted while it's not mounted. And the best thing to do is to get yourself a right-hand thread insert and a left-hand thread insert, and then have a two-sided bolt which you can adjust underneath the car. This will do. Once it's set up, you don't need to do anything with it, but it's a lot easier to do it the other way around. Reason why you want an adjustable panhard is because this one got lowering springs. It sits a bit lower, and the panhard, so this thing here, that will make sure that the axle is in line with the drive shaft and keeps the axle from not wandering around. When you lower it, it will push the axle all the way to the right. So you want to adjust it that it's a bit shorter and pull it a bit to the left. As you can see, this is the function of the panhard to make sure that the axle stays in place, and of course that it's straight. By the looks of it, it's almost the exact same size, so we're going to make it a bit shorter. Yeah, this is around 1 centimeters. Should be a good starting point. It's 26 centimeters on this side. It would be awesome if it's right on the first try. The bottom here is 2 centimeters, and here 2 as well. It's 26.5. So I think one turn shorter and should be good. This is exactly the reason why it's a lot simpler to have one with a double-sided bolt or adjuster. So I said 1 turn, but I meant half a turn. So I'm going to put it in half a turn and then put this back in place. Perfect. Now let's properly mount the fuel pump, and I've also removed the pre-filter. And why I'm opening this is because there was some old fuel inside the fuel tank which contaminated this filter before and made it run pretty bad. So I'm going to see if there's any crap in here, but it looks pretty clean. I've changed the design just a bit. I made this hole here a lot larger, and that way I can drill a hole in here, put a rift nut, and then it's completely flush and there's thread in here, and on the other side of here I can just put a nut. So yeah, like I said, completely flush, and now I should be able to bolt this one straight in here, bolt a nut on this side, and then the fuel pump is mounted properly. And the last thing, this CNC milled logo will go on top of here. Nice. All of the items that needed to be crossed off the list today are crossed off. The fuel pump, the panhard, the logo on there, some other small bits and pieces. And I really like the logo on here. It suits the engine really well, and the customer wanted something custom. So I thought, instead of laser cutting something, let's just get it CNC milled, which is awesome. Now, I would say, let's take it for a test drive, and then you guys can hear how it sounds, because it's absolutely awesome. At low RPM, it's just your normal cruiser, sounds sporty, drives really nice, but when you step on the gas and this thing goes past like 4,500 RPM, it sounds so freaking good. It's insane. It's awesome. And please let me know in the comments if you like the video where I'm using my chest mount. It's a lot easier for me to film than position everything. So if you like the point of view style video, please let me know in the comments. If you do, then I might be able to do a bit more videos than I've been doing lately, because the last video was a few months ago. After around 5 to 10 minutes of driving, we can step on the gas a bit. I need to get a headband for the GoPro, but for now it's mounted with my chest mount to the passenger seat to give you a bit better view of what it's like to drive this car. And let me tell you, it's absolutely fun. easy to go over the speed limit. The only downside with the automatic transmission is that you have really long gears, and if you want to have fun, then you need to be driving 40 to 50 kilometers an hour or 70 to 85. And when you floor it, then it'll use the kick down and jump into a lower gear right into the power band. So now we're doing 450, 45, and when I'm flooring it now, it's pretty quick. This isn't the perfect road to do stuff like this, but there's no traffic, so that makes it a bit more safe. And now, when we're driving it slowly, even though it has a 3-inch exhaust, but with 2 mufflers, it's actually pretty quiet, no obnoxious sound, but we are prepared for a turbo. That's why it's got a huge exhaust. And when we're driving 80 kilometers an hour, there's no noise, no drone in the interior. It's just a comfortable daily driver. I don't know if you can see it, but there is no traffic light here. Someone drove it off or took it off, I don't know, but hopefully the light for the bicycle lane works, which is the one below that. Yeah, it works. And the owner will be picking this up next week, and then he will do a road trip back to France. He'll do it in 3 to 4 days, and he's going to do a lot of sightseeing and enjoy this car, because this is going to be a weekender and probably a road trip car. With the automatic transmission, it's so comfortable to drive as a daily or as a weekend car. If you want to be more sporty, you can also get a manual, but I don't know which one I would prefer, and I might be doing a 1UZ swap on my own Volvo 240 somewhere soon. I don't know if the chassis is flexing or something else, but when I step on it, the wind noise is getting worse and worse here next to the door, so there might be a little bit of flex in the chassis with this with the power this engine is producing. Back in the shop, I need to weld these chassis rails. A lot of nuts need to be welded in, probably 2,000 or 3,000, and then a lot of them can be shipped out and restocked. They are for NBs like this one, where the chassis rails rust quite often, almost every NB has this problem. So this one needs to be repaired. I won't bother you with that because I already made 2 videos about it. Oh, before I forget, these bad boys will go on a Volvo 940 next week. I might do a video about that as well. So yeah, if you liked the video, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.